as today it's Ajax of Amsterdam taking on Heerenveen as we get to bring it into match day 2 of the Eredivisie season. Hello again, everybody. I'm Seth East. Thank you so much for being with us. We've been saved the best seat in the house. Good matchup we think we have here. It's Ajax of Amsterdam, who have already had a very, very busy start to their season. A club that, of course, is a famous club, one of the most famous, not just in the Netherlands, but in Europe. But by their high standards, this is a club that's undergone a little bit of hard times the last few years. In fact, Ajax's league position last season didn't even qualify them for the Europa League. They had to go settle for a place in the Conference League after a very disappointing 5th place finish in the Eredivisie. As with a lot of the Dutch clubs these days, you're either kind of like a reacher trying to get a second chance, or you're either selling your talent. Mika Gotts, who was just an absolutely amazing talent, he just left yesterday to go to PSG. But Ajax have been busy to start the season. They have made some very, very good signings, and they're off to a winning start. They beat PEC Zwolle 2-0 in their opening match last season. Meanwhile, Heerenveen's a club that you might not be as familiar with, known for its Frisian identity. Robin Veldman is their head coach. Heerenveen, a solid 8th place finish in the Eredivisie. They have played in European competition before. They've had some runs in the UEFA Cup 2006. They made all the way to the 3rd round in that competition. They haven't been in Europe since 2013, so perhaps why you haven't heard of them. But they're in the midst of a good run again. They had a solid season last year, as we mentioned, 8th place, just missing out on a place in Europe, just missing out in the European qualification playoffs. Heerenveen in the north of the country, Ajax kind of in to the south. The winner of this match, if there is one, will join AZ Alkmaar and Groningen as the teams that are off to 100% starts in this Eredivisie season. Teams now coming on. So let's get you a quick look at the starting lineups for these two teams. Starting in numerical order with Ajax, number 1, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who's on loan from Barcelona. 2 is Lucas Rosa, the Brazilian. 6 is Jori Rieger. Casper Dolberg, 9. 10 is Oscar Glock. 12, Caio Henrique. Number 15, Jori Boss. Number 18, Davy Klaassen. Number 23, Steven Berghuis. Number 30, Aaron Bowman. And then the young man, Owazane. And then number 68, Abdella Ouazan, who scored last week in that opening match. The latest of the many young talents to come through the Ajax department, they feel like, at just 17 years of age. The Heerenveen team looks a little something like this. In goal is number 22, Bernd Cleverboer. Number 3, Mass Williamson. 4, Sam Kirsten. 6, Dirk Proper. 9, Dylan Vente. 10 is Ringo Merville. Number 11, Luca Oyen. Number 16, Marcus Linde. Number 19, Vasilio Zagaritis. Number 20, Jakob Trensko. And number 45, Oliver Broda. Heerenveen with a somewhat surprising win over FC Twente, 1-0 in their opening match of the season. And away we go in Amsterdam. Ajax in their famous red and white shirts. They'll go from left to right. Heerenveen will go right to left in their blue and white. Or I should say Ajax going right to left, Heerenveen going from left to right. So here we go, live action. If you know me, you know I like my Dutch football, and we're glad to have this league on our airwaves for the first time. Forward to a very, very good match here today. Here's Ajax on the right-hand side. And with possession-based ball, I'll tell you expect this to work out. Now on the right-hand side, cross comes in, and it's an easy save in the end for Cleverboer. Bert Cleverboer, 20-year-old from Keitek in the Netherlands, was the Eredivisie Talent of the Month last March, playing for Heerenveen. He also was a camp for the Dutch under-19 team. So he is another bright young talent. Heerenveen a little bit lackadaisical defensively. Ajax on the right-hand side here as they have possession. Berghuis waiting for a potential cross. Here's Boss with it now in the center of the park. Gives it to Caio Henrique. Here is Boss. Boss now over to Glock. Now it's Rosa. Rosa now over to Boss. Right-hand side now over to Glock. Now Ajax running right-hand side into the penalty area. Cross comes in, and Brada, the striker, no, it's right, a defender. He is a defender. Brada back there doing defensive work. Ajax still have it, though. Another chance at Brada. Able to hook that away to safety. It's back inside of their own half. Ajax, of course, have had a very, very busy campaign so far. With Zion left-hand side. Really didn't have a preseason. They've been playing for almost a month now. It was almost a month ago when they got their season started in the second qualifying round of the Conference League. No problem there. An 8-2 win over Vojvodina. This past week in midweek, they finished off a third qualifying win over the Irish club Shelbourne. Now they get set for 2 legs against Sion, the Swiss club of the playoff round. Here's Glock inside in the penalty area. Glock with a shot. Cleverboer with a save. It's still alive. Owazana. Cross into the header. Is wide from Berghuis. That was Decent hit there by Steven Berghaus there. Now here is Ozan with it. And we get a whistle. Trying to work on fixing that little glitch you might see on if you're watching the game on YouTube. Hoping moving it a little bit will get that issue rectified. It looks as if it's done the trick. Here is Zacharias looking, trying to keep that. It's been all Ajax as far as possession. Heerenveen, it feels like it barely had a touch. Back in goal to the veteran Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who's on loan from Barcelona. The 34-year-old, of course. 34 caps for Germany. Played for many. Had a big spell at Barcelona, nearly 300 caps for them. Ajax with possession of the ball once again in the attacking half. Here is Ozan, left-hand side. Ozan looking to curl it in. Now it's Glock. Now Rieger. Dolberg. Dolberg shot just off the mark. A little bit wide there from Kasper Dolberg, but it's been all Ajax, and they have been putting the pressure on in these first 6.5 minutes. In fact, it was actually deflected, so it's going to be a corner kick. So here is the corner kick whipped into the mixer, off the post, and then it's ricocheted off of Cleverbauer and in, and Ajax have the game's first goal. It had been coming. Sure who got the final touch in there. This might go down as a Cleverbauer own goal. And it just took when it hit the post, as the keeper was trying to position himself, it unfortunately ricocheted off of the helpless Heerenveen goalkeeper. So maybe not the way you expected it, but it was a goal that had been coming on the balance of play, as Ajax had just completely bossed the first 7.5 minutes or so. They're trying to they sent a message in the summer with their signings, and now they're trying to send another message that 5th place is not good enough, and they don't want to finish there again. Title, who knows? PSV, the heavy favorites, though, they've already dropped points early in the season, as have Feyenoord. They dropped points today. They blew a 2-0 lead and drew 2-2 with go-ahead Eagles in the early kickoff today. Being with it is Trinsko to give chase, and he couldn't get there. Jacob Trinsko. Heerenveen with a brief foray forward, but then Ajax came right back with it. Ajax working with it again. Now he got a lot of space here. Some space to run here. Good pass. Here's Berghaus in the area. Here's Berghaus going for goal, and that was always going to be a difficult ask for him. And wide of the mark it goes from Steven Berghaus. Looks like that glitch thing is returned. We do apologize for that. If only JT were in my ear, he could tell me what to do with that. It might be an issue that I can't fix. But as long as you're listening to me call the game, that's really all that matters. Here's Kirsten with it. Kirsten's long ball. Rosa has it covered. Ajax coming through again. Long ball. Here's Owazan. Tried a little side footer. Stay with the end by Cleverbore. Heerenveen with Kirsten. Linde in his own half. Ajax really playing pressing game. Dolberg had a bit of a collision. He's a little bit slow to get up, but he is back up. Back to Cleverbore, and Heerenveen just have no answer for this Ajax pressure. There's Ajax again now with Wazan. Wazan goes down, and that's going to be a free kick. They take it very quickly. Kyle Enrique trying to send it in. Now back to Boss. Just passing the ball around. Looking for that little cutting edge moment, but not there as of yet. Here is Kyle Enrique. Right-hand side. House in there again. Crossall took a deflection. Rosa's there. Got a first touch. Second touch wasn't all that great. It is behind for a corner, though. Long cross coming in. Up the corner kick. There it goes. Of course, the last couple of years, it's been the PSV show, if you will, in the Eredivisie. They just barely won the league last season, but 2 seasons ago. But boy, last season they were just so good. They won 27 of a possible 34 matches. Won the title by, what was it, 19 points? 19 points over Feyenoord. NEC with a surprise package. They finished in third. Ajax a little bit sloppy. Vente tried to get on the end of that, but it ends up going to Ter Stegen. Feyenoord now with it. That's at Feyenoord. It's Heerenveen. Heerenveen working. Working on a shot at goal, and that's a decent hit, but Ter Stegen did have that pretty well covered. They had a long 11. But anyway, this isn't the PSV show, so I'm not here to talk about them. But here is Glock. Glock for Ajax. Glock's pass cut out. Heerenveen win it defensively. Linde was the one back there doing the defensive work. Working the pass here. Linde again in there. Work out there. Marcus Linde, midfielder. Swedish midfielder. Now it's Rieger for Ajax. Diagonal ball on the right-hand side. Big chance for the team in the red and white to push forward. Rieger with it. Ajax coming through on the right-hand side once again. Being patient and steady in their possession. Berghaus. Now here is Owazan. Oh, that's a good pass. Glock with a good first touch. And Glock shot. Saved. And again, the visitors are really on a knife edge here. Now here's Kyle Enrique. His cross. Left it behind. And Brada is eventually going to get it away. Passing around. Here's Dolberg. Ajax getting the crowd fired up. Players getting the crowd fired up. Ozan was offside. So here's Heerenveen with Linde. Heerenveen with a rare 4A forward. Linde's in. Cross left-hand side. Is aimed towards Vente. Cleared only as far as Trensko. Trensko trying to fight for possession, and it looks like Ajax are finally going to get out of there with it, but There was a bit of a moment there, and now here they come again, Ajax. Ozan with it. Ozan trying to dance to the penalty area and couldn't do it, and Brada provides the appropriate cover defensively. So here's Heerenveen with it. Kirsten now there defensively. Kirsten with Rieger. Brada with it for Heerenveen. Heerenveen on the run, and they've got some numbers here. They've done a little bit better going forward. Still no real clinical chances, but they've done a better job at least keeping possession and going forward, although they're dispossessed right here. Ajax with Boss. Henrique. Boss now for Gear. Henrique trying to thread a pass through. Dolberg's in the middle. Heerenveen do a good job picking it off defensively. Now Mirvel running the show. Mirvel does a good run from Heerenveen here. And he's still going here. Into the area. Pass off for Trinsko. Back to Mirvel. Now Trinsko. Brauda. High cross. Away. I think there was a foul against Heerenveen to the build-up anyway. It's a bit of a shame from a Heerenveen perspective because that was easily their best run of the match. Yes, we like all football here, but we do like the Eredivisie around here, and we're going to give it a go. We're going to try and follow the Dutch clubs when they're in Europe this season too. European competition. And hoping for some better successes. It wasn't a very good year for Dutch teams in Europe last season. Ajax and PSV were knocked out in the league phase of the Champions League. Go-ahead Eagles, Feyenoord, and Utrecht all failed to make it to the knockouts of the Europa League. AZ, the only team to make it into the knockouts. They made a good run in the Conference League, beating Noah and Sparta Prague before bowing out of the quarterfinals to Shakhtar Donetsk. Here is Boss. Boss now with it again. On the right-hand side. Cross whipped in. Blocked. And right back to the man at Berghaus. Now Ozan. Ozan in. Not much there. Of course, I know it's still early in the match, but we talk about the Dutch clubs that are in Europe this season. Two in the Champions League, of course. The Champions League, PSV and Feyenoord have already entered in the league phase. NEC with a chance to join them next week. In the next couple of weeks, they have a two-legged playoff tie with the Norwegian side Bodo Glimt. That will determine whether they go to the Champions League. If they lose, they will fall to the Europa League playoff. They're falling to the Europa League phase. AZ are already into the league phase of the Europa League by virtue of their Dutch Cup success. FC Twente entered in the second qualifying round, but were beaten 4-3 by the Hungarian side Ferencvaros. So only one team, maybe two if NEC lose in the Champions League playoff, will be in the Europa League. But we'll have AZ there. And then, of course, as I mentioned, Ajax in the Conference League. As we mentioned, they have a two-legged tie with Sion. Twente are also in the Conference League playoffs. They'll play against the Azerbaijan side, Karabag. Twente come with a 9-3 aggregate win over the Slovakian side, DAC Dunajska Streda. Wiener Schnitzel to you too, James. 25 minutes gone, 1-0 Ajax. Got to get back on track. I've lost you here. Roll back over now to Klaverboer. Squad that could settle for another 8th, another European trip to the European playoff places. I think they would take that again this season. Brauda. Now Trensko. Trensko in the area. Trensko looking, trying to tee up the pass, and the shot from Proper was just a little bit over. Decent hit there from Dirk Proper, 24-year-old. Made his Eredivisie debut. Made his Eredivisie debut in this building, in the Johan Cruyff Arena, back in August of 2021. NEC, they were beaten 5-0. He's one of the new Heerenveen players, signing a 4-year contract with them after 5 years at NEC. Here's Ozan, looking for the overlap. Couldn't get there. Louis Van Gaal among the dignitaries in attendance today, watching and overseeing things from his high perch. Here's the header. Corner comes in, headed away. Powerhouse, long curling shot. It's high, wide, and not particularly handsome. Ajax still in front here. And we're going to go, we still need to find out, actually, official word on if that goal is being credited to an Ajax player or if that is actually going to be a own goal for Klaverboer. They are officially ruling that as a Klaverboer own goal. His own goal, the difference in the match so far. But here's Brauda for Heerenveen. Played across. Oh, and Ajax with a bit of questionable defending. But they survive. Heerenveen still have it now. Here's Linde with it for Heerenveen. It's a good player, the Swedish midfielder. Now here is Linde with it. Now Brauda. Proper. Aims it forward and Ajax clear their lines. Now Henrique leading the way. Ozan looks a menace on that left-hand side. Now Clausen. Clausen now over to Glock. Berghaus on the right-hand side, nearing the half-hour mark. Here's his cross. And Brauda heads it away. Not very well, though. Ajax have possession back. Here is Enrique. Now Glock. Glock into the penalty area. Glock cuts right. Oh, it's a great ball! And the finish lacking from Dolberg. Ajax and their business this summer. This summer, they have been busy. 6 new faces in. 2 on loan. Ter Stegen, the other on loan, is the Nigerian forward Tolo Arokadare. He's on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. But they picked up. They did have to bank a little bit. Their most expensive signing was 19 million euros. That's how much they played the Saudi club Al Hilal for the Brazilian forward Marcus Leonardo. We mentioned Caio Henrique. He's a new arrival, arriving from Monaco. Here is Heerenveen now on the left-hand side. Work with it again. Decent ball. Revealed. Left-hand side again. Here is Zacharias with a cross. The mixer. Vente was in. And then Zan add it back. Just to finish up the business for Ajax, they also picked up Daily Blind on a free transfer from Girona and Julian Brandt on a free transfer for Borussia Dortmund. Of course, they have lost some players. We just mentioned Sagetsu is now at PSG. Chuba Akpom left in the summer as well. He's at newly promoted Ipswich. Let's go with it. Sean Stewart also left for $27 million. He's at Newcastle. Wout Weghorst on a free to Fuente. Tomiyasu and Zinchenko also leaving the club. It's those new faces that have Ajax fans thinking they can, if not win the title, at least contend and get back into the Champions League places. And signings like that really help your squad depth when you're in a long season, because when you're in the Conference League, you're in a long season. Owazan, right-hand side. Oh, he's got room. Owazan might go for goal! Oh, stunning! Oh! The latest young talent to come through the Ajax system is announcing his arrival in the Eredivisie. That is a peach of a goal from this 17-year-old, and he doubles the Ajax lead. Owazan picks up the ball. He cuts to his right. Gets away from one defender. Has room to shoot and fix. I'll just let fly. And that's why you have a crack. You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, they say. Oh, my word. Well, it's just the 16th of August. We have a long way to go. But that could end up being one of the goals of the season in the Eredivisie. Michel loves it. Why wouldn't he? A fist bump from Owazan and Ajax. 2-0 up. There's a foul here. Heerenveen have it. here is proper for Heerenveen, and now have a lot of work to do. Heerenveen, proper one of their 3 new signs. Lanroy Machine, a Frenchman on loan from Angers, and another Frenchman, defender Darling Bladi, on loan from Betis Deportivo. But here come Heerenveen. Good chance that Ter Stegen had to be alert there and make that save. Cross coming in, deflected, and into the path of Ter Stegen. We're going to give you more Eredivisie. We're going to take a break from the Eredivisie next week. We're going to take a break next week because of the opening weekend of the Premier League season. But we're going to try to get you some matches every week or almost every other week. Every week or every other week. Here come Ajax again. Into the area they go with Rosa. Towards Dolberg and off the chest of Brauda and into the hands of Klaverboer. Of course, more live football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow. Final match of the opening week of the EFL Championship season. We'll have Cardiff against Wrexham. That'll come your way at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. In the U.S., 8 p.m. UK time. Here is Heerenveen again. 9 p.m. German time. Long cross. Now Trensko in there. Trying to make moves. Cuts back left. Oh, it was looked like a drag shot that almost was into the path of another player. Vente couldn't make contact with it, and it goes agonizingly wide. Also in our live soccer coverage, Wednesday, UEFA Champions League playoffs, Celtic and Lask. I have that one for you. Friday, we have the opening match of the Premier League season. Newly promoted Coventry facing the champions Arsenal. Saturday is a Premier League and La Liga double-header. Begins at 12:30 Eastern with Brentford against Tottenham. Then at 3:30, Real Madrid's first match of the year away to Espanyol. And then Sunday, Manchester City and Bournemouth. That's at 9 a.m. next Sunday. And then 3 o'clock next Monday, we'll have Fulham and Chelsea. Other upcoming matches that have been confirmed for the early part of the season. How about September the 6th? What a double bill we're going to have on that day. Arsenal, Chelsea, Juventus, AC Milan. That'll be a show. September 12th, we're going to have Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest. We're going to have the Manchester Derby on the 13th. Leeds and Newcastle on the 14th. Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid on September the 20th. And a lot more where that came from. Here's Ajax with the ball once again. And Brauda there to intercept it. A lot of things going on in Studio G, so to put it mildly, so all I could say is I honestly don't know what we're going to do at halftime. Might have to just incorporate halftime score reading into second half coverage, especially if Ajax were to get a third or a fourth. Boy, Ajax really putting the pressure on, but on the right-hand side, Dolberg. Now here is Glock with it for Ajax left-hand side. Now cutting to his right. Glock's pass is intercepted. And now here comes Heerenveen on the left-hand side. Heerenveen running and pushed from behind by Bowman. That might actually end up being a booking there for Aaron Bowman. It's going to be a free kick for Heerenveen. That we do know. Heerenveen next week will host PEC Zwolle next. Saturday, by the way. Ajax have the week off before a trip to Telstar. Here's the Heerenveen free kick at Ter Stegen. Be at full stretch to stop it. Another cross whipped in. And away by Enrique. Kirsten. Now Broda. Long cross coming in. Cross clears it away. Now it's Heerenveen and good pass. Still a shot, still alive for Heerenveen, and the shot goes right at Ter Stegen. Look at this free kick from Vente. Again, wasn't too far off. Ter Stegen had to react to it. Vente represents Suriname at international level. He's from Rotterdam. He's played at Feyenoord, RKC, Roda JC, EEC. He's also played in Scotland for Hibs. But here come Ajax again with Dolberg. And Dolberg angle's a bit tight to do anything. And it went right there. And Michel is very, very frustrated, as you would imagine. Oh, more on Dylan Vente. He is the great nephew of Lean Vente, a Feyenoord legend who, between 1936 and 1941, scored 65 goals in 82 appearances. Here is Trensko on the right-hand side. Trensko turning right at Ter Stegen. We mentioned Heerenveen. About how they might not be as familiar to some of you. We mentioned their European history. Heerenveen have never won the Dutch top flight. The best league showing they've had 3 times, they've been runners-up. Back-to-back times in the 40s and then in the 99-2000 season. They have won Dutch Cup. They won that back in 2009. Rauda in there. They also made the final in 93 and 97. Heerenveen beating FC Twente. Goran Popov amongst the players in that team, and he was the goal scorer on that day. Here's Boss. Now Glock. Right-hand side. Ross coming in. Heerenveen, of course, have had a very, very good record in terms of being in the top flight. This is their 34th consecutive season in the top flight after winning promotion from the playoffs in 1993. And they come with Hearn. Here's Heerenveen with Trensko into the penalty area. He goes. Room for a shot. Trensko! Oh, he's hit that well. And Heerenveen have an interest here. Right for the break. And Robin Veldman's team have an interest indeed, and it's their Danish forward, Jakob Trensko. Had his first call up to the Danish national team a couple of months ago for some friendlies. Now he has scored again for Heerenveen. 19th ever goal for the club. Cuts to his left, gets in good position, and bang, no chance for Ter Stegen. And Heerenveen back in the game. And apparently there is no stoppage time, so that takes us right to halftime. Well, the Eredivisie promises you good attacking football. We've had that one for you. A bit of an unfortunate bounce off the keeper. Claverboer gave Ajax the lead. Nothing fortuitous about the second. Owazan, the young sensation, with a lovely goal. But just before the break, Trensko, lovely finish in his own right, and it's given Heerenveen a chance. They played 45 at Amsterdam at the break. It's Ajax 2, Heerenveen 1. Told you we were probably going to be in a hurry up mode or do much of, well, nothing for halftime. Indeed, that is the case. We come back to you right at the start of the second half with Ajax leading Heerenveen by 2-1. And what a game it's been. Set these with you. Cleverbore the own goal. Obazan the stunner. Frensko, though, with the answer back for the visitors. And boy, has it made things very interesting here. Ajax going left to right in their red shirts. Heerenveen, their blue and white, going the opposite direction. Now Ajax coming through with Glock. Now a lot of room for Ajax to run here to start the second half. They're already in the penalty area. Enrique plays it across. And scrambling to make the save, and doing so is Cleverbore. So now Bauman back there playing out to Ter Stegen. Here is Berghaus for Ajax. Now left-hand side. Here's some room to operate. Trying to pull it back. Goes back to proper. And a chase. And then Zan trying to dance. He's in the penalty area. Oh, he looks a very proper player, doesn't he? Squeeze it back. Forward it goes. Left-hand side. Glock. Now here is Berghaus with the right-hand side. Berghaus. Now over to Regier. Bauman with it. Regier. They passed the thread through and there. Now a chop and a challenge there. So now Heerenveen with it on the right-hand side, 50th minute. Day has it. Nice little flick here. Heerenveen, Zacharias back there having to play the role of the last defender. Top here, Bauman having to deal with it. So is Regier. Real quick, let's get you caught up on what else is happening here while they do this. Of course, Eredivisie action today. Ajax 2-1 here over Heerenveen. We mentioned that Feyenoord blew a 2-0 lead to the go-ahead Eagles today. A foul here, and the Heerenveen goal scorer Trensko gets a yellow card. We mentioned that only 2 teams entering today have 100% records. Groningen's one of them. They were impressive today, winning at ADO Den Haag 4-1, and Twente beat PC 3-1 to Heerenveen. That's who Heerenveen beat last week. Berghaus with it. AZ, the other team, it's 2 for 2. They beat Utrecht 4-1. Here's Berghaus. Also PSV, American Ricardo Epi on the score sheet. And their 2-1 win at Excelsior. Fortuna Sittard beat Camber Vedavarden 3-1. And NEC getting set for their big Champions League week. They won 4-1 at Willem. Other matches going on across the world today. In La Liga, Villarreal and Racing Santander are tied at 2 at the half. Espanyol and Levante in about an hour. As mentioned, we'll have Espanyol on Saturday when they host Real Madrid in the opening match of Real Madrid's campaign. Kind of a staggered start to the La Liga season. Enrique with it for Ajax. Come to the left side here. Dolberg, room for a shot, and he went for goal, but a good job by Willemsen there to sacrifice himself for the greater good and block it. Still with Ajax, though. Chipped in. And headed out of play. It will be a throw-in for Ajax. Arsenal leading Manchester City 3-0 in the Community Shield, which, of course, is the English Super Cup. Calafiori, Havertz, and Odegaard on the score sheet for the Gunners. Here's Glock. Glock now back to Bauman. Inside. At the French Super Cup later today, Lens against PSG. Watford surprising Southampton 2-1 in the championship today. Here's another cross. That's dealt with by Heerenveen. A foul, free kick. West Ham lead Burnley 1-0 at the half at Turf Moor. In the Portuguese League, Porto won yesterday. Braga Gil Vicente has been postponed. Nacional and Estoril are goalless. Later today, Aruca against Moriense and Famalicão against Maritimo. So now you're caught up. Robin Veldman, 40-year-old from Marquense, is the Heerenveen manager. He has managed, was a caretaker to Anfield. He also managed Queen's Park in Scotland. He's also managed the Club Brugge reserve team, Club Next. Heerenveen in 8th place. Again last season. Trying to go 2 for 2 on this campaign. Again, AZ and Groningen, the teams that share the lead. Ajax would join them at the top if they could hang on. Some people will say it's too early to be looking at the race for a championship, and others will tell you it's never too early. I'm sure Ajax have paid attention to the fact that Feyenoord and PSV have dropped points. Like every year, it's going to come down to one of those three, and one team has their eye on the other two. Heerenveen have a sub set to come on. Maxence Rivera. There's Rosa with it now to Powerhouse. Now here is Owenzani on the left-hand side. The ass teed up here. Now here is Rosa. Rosa cuts to his left. Rosa's pass. Now it's Bowman back in half. That's Rosa again. Now back to Bowman. Just string together passes inside their own half. They lead it by a score of 2-1. And depending on how tight and availability to us, might be bringing you that C on second leg. You just never know about us. And here is Heerenveen with it. Merveld. It's pulled back. And he's giving somebody a yellow card. Or he might be. And he's also, I think, pointing toward maybe the fourth officials to say, if we've got subs ready, you can come on. Yeah, pretty clear shirt tug there from Yuri Rieger. So he gets a yellow card for his troubles. 58th minute, and it's a free kick for Heerenveen. And they have made the change. Luca Oyen comes off, and on comes Maxence Rivera. Here's the free kick from Heerenveen. Hey, goalwards. Boss had to get behind it for a corner. Rivera, who has played for Saint Etienne as well as Dunkirk. Joined last summer. 30 appearances for Heerenveen last season. Heerenveen's corner. And good grab by Ter Stegen. Now here is Owenzan. Owenzan. Now to Regier. It's with here with Rosa. Bowman now to Berghaus. Berghaus chips it in. Oh boy, Goldberg got yanked down there. No call. Ajax still have it though. They're passing the ball around here. We're in the 60th minute, still a 2-1 lead. Rosa. Now Berghaus. Boss. Now cutting left-hand side. Another chip in. Far post header by Klassen. Oh boy, Dolberg got absolutely annihilated. Boss comes in, and Rosa whips one back in, and it goes out of play. But goodness gracious. Kasper Dolberg's been getting the runaround in the last few minutes. Now, the Klassen's pointing to the referee saying, How about a penalty here? Heerenveen with a long ball here, and Ajax able to get possession back. Now Ter Stegen just being patient. Now he'll send it forward. It's our first Eredivisie match of the season, and we don't know how many more we're going to have, but I always like the league, and calling the game, getting a good vibe for it. I don't think this is going to be our last one. So Heerenveen from their own half. Kirsten. That's proper with it. Still a 2-1 lead for Ajax. Heerenveen have stayed strong in this game. Zacharias now to Rivera, the substitute. Good chip. Here is Rosa. Rosa trying to get it back to Ter Stegen. Now Ajax coming forward. Glock, they've got some room to operate. Left-hand side. Berghaus. Enrique's cross, and it was blocked behind for a corner. Next again, we're on the run, and it was Ozan again. Ozane, who again, just running the show. He's going to be their star attraction. All these veteran signings they made, it might be the story of a child shall lead them. He went for goal again from a long distance off a short corner, but was blocked. The corner in. Oh, that's a lovely backwards header there by Rieger, but Clever Boer was quick to it. Yeah. Back to goal, and Rieger with a header, but didn't have enough on it. Ajax pressing for a third. Heerenveen wouldn't mind having a smash and grab equalizer. Still a 2-1 lead for Ajax here. Heerenveen briefly out of the attacking half. Now back to Willemsen. Lofts it in the center. Possession for a brief moment before losing out. Now trying to squeeze it in. Ajax the sub getting set to come on. Here's Glock in space. Cuts to his left. It's Glock going for goal, and a bit wide of the mark there from the Israeli international. I believe the man I saw was one of those new signings I referenced earlier, Marcus Leonardo. And another one set to come on as well, Julian Brandt. And it's going to be Glock and Goldberg who make way here. So Brandt and Leonardo coming on. First league match at home for these two. Brandt, 30 years old, hard to believe. Just yesterday, he was seen as a young wonder kid when he was bursting onto the scene at Bayer Leverkusen, then had a great 7-year run, as there was a foul here. 7-year run at Borussia Dortmund, 43 goals and 218 appearances. He did score, did Brant in their 2-0 win at Zwolle last week. Last season, 11 goals and 41 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. 7 in the Bundesliga, 1 in the Cup, and 3 in the Champions League. And he already has 2 goals this year. In addition to 1 goal, he also has a goal in Conference League qualifying. Champions League runner-up he was with Borussia Dortmund. And then you have the Brazilian Marcus Leonardo, who's played previously at Santos, Benfica, and then Al Hilal. Leonardo, the silver boot winner at the 2023 Under-20 World Cup. And that's a boy. Bauman's had some challenges today, and that was a boot there. I don't know if it was intentional or not. It's Vente going down. So Vente goes down in a heap. That's going to stop play here for a little bit. He is back up, which is a good sight to see. Play has resumed. Bauman has picked up a yellow card for that challenge. So play does resume. We're in the 68th minute. 2-1 lead for Ajax here. Now here's Rivera, the substitute. He's got space to run here for Heerenveen. Rivera tried to squeeze it in off the boot of Rosa and behind for a Heerenveen corner. So here comes the corner. Whipped in. Ajax cleared away to safety. Somewhat of safety. Heerenveen now have 1 possession. Bang. Here is Zacharias. In the back, as mentioned in the CP, actually off weekend next week before their next match against Telstar in a couple of weeks. But of course, they'll be busy because in between this game and that, both legs of that Conference League playoff with Sion. Here is Zacharias. Rivera. Now Williamson with it. And they try to just work the ball around. Ajax playing some high pressure at the moment, but Heerenveen has been able to keep it going. Reminder coming up next, our friends at JBM have the IndyCar Series race from Markham. Later today on this channel, Major League Baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. 3 Eastern first pitch from the friendly confines at Wrigley as that great rivalry gets renewed. Trensko. Now Zacharias. It's Zacharias, now Trensko again. Now it's Linday. Now Vente again. Trying to thread it through is Zacharias. Linday. Proper. Zacharias. The final 20 minutes of this one. Now Linday. Linday trying to run through. Had it stolen. He's tried to have a break, and then Boss gets pulled down from behind, and that's a foul. Ajax win possession back. Mentioned earlier, Miguel Angel Sanchez Munoz, also known as Michelle, the manager of teams also managed Rayo Vallecano, Huesca, and Girona. He took Girona to the Champions League. Also led them to relegation. He's experienced both ends of it. It's giving him a chance. Rosa's cross. Not the best header in the world. Klassen. Regier. Shot on goal. Ozan went for another stunner and just a little bit high on there, but wasn't a bad hit. Now another change for Ajax. The DR Congo midfielder Jordi Mokio, and he is going to replace Klassen. So Mokio for Klassen. And also a change for Heerenveen. Machine, the new loan signing, replaces Mirvel. Machine on loan from Angers in the French league. Heerenveen trying to play it back. Roy Machine. 19 appearances for Metz and then 24 for Angers. And now here's Heerenveen running at full stretch. They're in the penalty area. Trying to tee up a chance here. Rivera, the substitute. Still not all the way clear. And then finally, dealt with. Here is Zacharias. Now Williamson. Now it's Williamson yet again. Now Zacharias to Proper. Here's Rivera. Fumbled a bit by Ter Stegen. And Rose is having trouble getting it away. Rivera making a nuisance of himself. Trying to win it back. And then a collision between Berghaus and Zacharias. Suddenly, Heerenveen's got the home faithful a bit nervous here. Jordi Mokio represents DR Congo, but he's from Ghent, Belgium. He's played for Ghent and the Ajax reserve team. And the senior team. He's been with Ajax since 2024. He became the second youngest player to start a league match for Ajax when he started in February of 2025 at left back against Fortuna Sittard. He was 16 years and 346 days, just 3 days older than Clarence Seedorf. Here comes Ozan for Ajax. Tried to thread at the Berghaus, but the pass didn't have enough weight on it. He made his first European start in February of 25 in the Europa League knockout round playoffs against Union St. Gilloise, and he scored in that game. That made him the youngest ever scorer in a Europa League knockout stage match at just 16 years and 350 days. Now, he announced back in May his decision to switch from Belgium to Congo, but because he'd already played a senior international match with Belgium, he's going to be unable to play for DR Congo until 2028. You should wonder maybe why you weren't that familiar with him despite DR Congo's exploits at the World Cup. Scoring in that win against PEC last week. 76th minute. 2-1 the lead for Ajax. Here's Heerenveen. Zacharidis. Push forward one more time. Now to the feet of Rivera. Rivera on the left-hand side. He played it back. Little chip here. Decent little touch. Good slide by Kirsten. Here is Rosa for Ajax. Oh, really good ball. Here is Mokio. Those fresh legs and for a cross that was blocked, put behind for an Ajax corner. But Mokio showing you the threat that he really is. Short Ajax corner. Berghaus. Oh, brilliant running from Berghaus. Tried to tee up somebody, couldn't. And then volleyed back in, but over. And just a little bit wide there from Yori Boss, the big defender. Boss is not known for his goal-scoring exploits. Today's his 93rd appearance for Ajax. Today's his 107th. He's only scored 5 goals. And 170. This is his 170th appearance in club competition at senior level. He's only scored 10 goals. Ajax Player of the Year last season, though. Good solid defensive threat he is, and it would have been something had he scored that, but again, he doesn't score that many, so that's not a surprise to see it go that wide. On left-hand side, here is Zacharidis. Loses out to Berghaus. Ajax run with it. Hang on to this 2-1 lead. Again, they win. Whoever won this game is to be the case, but the winner would join AZ and Groningen as the two 100% teams at the start of the Eredivisie season. PSV and Feyenoord dropping points early in this campaign. League table, AZ, Groningen with 6 each. Then Go Ahead Eagles, Fortuna Sittard, PSV, and Feyenoord with 4 points. 5 teams still yet to register a point, including Utrecht, along with PEC, ADO Den Haag, Willem, and Camber. Of course, Willem and Camberlevarden among Den Haag, the 3 newly promoted teams. So the newly promoted teams struggling to adjust back to life in time. Now here come Ajax in the attacking half. Berghaus. And Rosa tried to play it across, but unable to do so. Eighty 82nd minute. 2-1 the lead for Ajax. Hang on here and get the 3 points. Right-hand side. Now Heerenveen coming through. Oh, Pente was in there. It's still loose. Rivera! He scored! And just like Feyenoord early, another Big Three team has let a 2-0 lead slip at home. The substitute, Maxence Rivera, has sent those Heerenveen fans into raptures. And it's 2 apiece. My goodness. Now, Heerenveen, they're trying to win this thing. Sheen is in, and there is a miss. So 85th minute now. The big question is, are we going to get a winner? Well, what drama we have here. 85th minute of this one. It is 2-2. Bowman with it. Boss. Boss now over to Brandt. Brandt now over to Bowman. Bowman's pass cut out. Heerenveen with another sub. Ready to come on. It's going to be the Bulgarian defender, Christian Petrov. A couple of more changes coming here for Ajax. One of them are going to be Tolu Rokadare. The other coming on is Edvardsen. Ozan is done. What a game he's had. Berghaus, the other one, making way. Oliver Edvardsen, the Norwegian forward, coming on. Two forwards coming on for Ajax. It tells you they should be winning this game. And Heerenveen, perhaps trying to maybe just set up shop here. Brada makes way. It's a defender for defender. So maybe it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. It's a situational and a tactical change. With the sub of Petrov coming on. Petrov, 24-year-old from Lovedale, Bulgaria. Previously has played for Siska Sofia and Latex Lovich. Made just 3 appearances for Heerenveen last season. Rose has picked up a yellow card, by the way. That's the new Ajax names. Oliver Edvardsen, 27-year-old from Bærum, Norway, has previously played for Go Ahead Eagles and other lower clubs in Norway. 22 appearances with 1 goal for the Amsterdam side last year. And then the man on loan from Wolves, Tolu Rokadare. They just call him Tolu. From Nigeria. Rosa with a cross. Here's Tolu. Good first touch. How's the second touch? It's just wide. Six goals in 38 appearances with Wolves last season. He also made 5 for Genk and scored once. Was the Belgian League's top scorer with Genk in the 24-25 season with 21 goals. Ajax to the corner. And collision in the penalty area, and it's going to get, ball's going to end up into the hands of Klaverboer. Well, we said this was maybe setting up for something great. Here we go. Grandstand finish. Now it's Heerenveen trying to run. And they have some space here on the counterattack. Right-hand side. Good ball being played in here. Proper now gives it to Kirsten. Heerenveen get the right cross set up. Here is Willemsen. Now Rivera. And Rivera has lost possession. And now it's Ajax in the right. It's Mokio. Good long ball. Can Brandt chase it? He couldn't get there. Heerenveen had a man there before then. We approach the 89th minute. High drama in Amsterdam. Ajax 2, Heerenveen 2. And here come Heerenveen. Right-hand side, trying to cut in. Here's another chance, and Frensko, the man who scored Heerenveen's first goal, just put it over the bar. Clock about to hit 90. How much stoppage time will there be is another good question. Here. Now here is Bowman. Rosa. Lifting one in. Where will it fall? There's a chance here, Rosa, maybe. It's Mokio. It's another ball. Brandt plays it in. The header from Leonardo was deflected. And Heerenveen with possession. We have gone past the 90, and the referee says there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this match. 4 minutes for somebody to find a winner. Rosa with a cross. And the header is wide. Good work by Rosa. You got two teammates colliding with each other. And then also, Williamson with that brave block. Heerenveen 3 minutes away from stealing a point here. And that would be a pretty darn good point for them. And Ajax will definitely, in more ways than one, see it as 2 points dropped. Rosa now to Edvardsen. Edvardsen now back to Rosa. Rosa trying to chip it forward. Riegers kept it in. And sliced behind by Proper. It's an Ajax corner. Two and a half minutes left for the hosts to get the victory here. Will Michel's men make it 2 wins from 2? Brandt's corner. Your post headed away. Edvardsen. Challenge there, and Ajax have a player down. Trying to get back up halfway through stoppage time. As Enrique went down. And now here comes the Ajax free kick. Here is the cross. They try to attack. It didn't go. Very good header. Rosa has it back, though. Another long ball play in. A lot of big bodies to aim for. Mokio chipping it in. Heerenveen in the good space, headed away. Then it's Enrique. He tried to volley it in, and that was over the bar. And I think Heerenveen will be patient. Will just take their sweet time with this one. A few of the Ajax fans think that they're not going to have another chance. Starting ahead for the exits. These great fans, even they've seen enough. This Johan Cruyff Arena. Boy, what a day, huh? Looks as if both two of the big three are going to blow 2-0 leads at home. Feyenoord did it in the earlier kick against Go Ahead Eagles. Now Ajax are about to do the same against Heerenveen. They got 25 seconds, and they're playing it backwards. That's not ideal. Rosa. Now back to Ter Stegen. You got to hoof it long now. Ter Stegen. 15 seconds. Ajax trying to play it, and they've lost down. Now Heerenveen have possession. Could they maybe steal it in the last second? Nah, Linde's just trying to keep it in possession. We've had 4 minutes. Will there be time for Ajax? Will there be one last Ajax chance? There will not be. A wild day in the Eredivisie. First Feyenoord and now Ajax have 2-0 leads at home, only to see them evaporate. And after 2 match days, as everybody expected, it is AZ Alkmaar and FC Groningen that will be co-leaders of the Eredivisie with 100% records. An unfortunate own goal from Klaverboer made it 1-0 to Ajax. Owazane with a stunner in the 33rd made it 2-0. Heerenveen got one back before the break from Trensko. And then with 8 minutes to go, the substitute Maxime Rivera made it 2-2. And it's a big point for Heerenveen. Their fans will enjoy it. Enjoy the ride home with a point. For Ajax, it'll feel like a case, a 2-point drop. Not a bad way for our first Eredivisie match to end. Again, I don't think it's going to be our last one. Full time at the Johan Cruyff Arena. It's finished Ajax 2, Heerenveen 2. Special thanks to Matthew Owens, JT, for all of their help. For everyone at YouTube, I'm Seth E saying so long for now. We will see you next time.